this feels like, that guitar was like, this feels like my guitar. This was amazing. And the thing I explained about the Rickenbacker earlier, when I put my hands on it, I went, I think I'm going to play like I think people want me to play. It made me just go, I just knew it was going to make me go down the road, and we started playing a little bit. And by this time he's got flying glasses on, and a flying hat, and an empty jug of wine. And I'm sat down and jet lagged to crazy, and he gets in my face and he goes, "Got any riffs?" And I had this thing, it was along these lines, I was going like something like that I've been playing on the Telecaster at home, just kicking it around. But the guitar, that Jag, just made me go. Started going, well, it could have been, should have been, worse than you would ever know. That's what he sang, and then he went, well, the dashboard melted, but we still got the radio. And I've written songs in different places with different people. I've never seen anyone do that. I saw Beck improvise in Pretty Cool one time, but I think he kind of had already worked it out. But Isaac just pulled this, and then I went. And we wrote this Muddy's Mouse on the dashboard in whatever, 25 minutes or something. And, but how can I explain this? I suppose now you've heard me talking about all of this stuff. I know when something's happening, sometimes I thought something was happening and it wasn't happening. But I've also known there's been times when I thought there was a big thing happening in my life. The Buddhists have a name for it, it's called Satora, right? It's an awakening, it's a moment of whether it's clarity or whatever. I thought this guitar is a big thing for me. This is where I'm going. Where's where I'm going? And I told you that because I've noticed that the jug of wine was empty. I said, "Do you want to sell this guitar?" And I really like the guitar. And the next day I fucking held him to it, So he said to me, "You got any more riffs?" Seriously. And I kind of didn't, but the Jag being the Jag, I just kind of went. That's what I think a jaguar should do. People don't think that sounds like me, but that is one of my riffs, right? Because not everything is this charming man, right? And that became another song. And because of that moment in 2005 is why I've got this in 2023. Because I then got so obsessed with that guitar, I wasn't going anywhere. And I started using it in the studio, then I got another backup one, and then I was like, this is perfection, it was perfection, until I started noticing when Muddy Smouse started, then I joined the band, I was in, right? And we then wrote in about, over a few months we wrote like 19 songs, all killer. Album went straight in at #1, which I thought was a victory for guitar music at that time. super tight brotherhood, probably the best time of my life. Moved to Portland, Oregon, my family moved over, back and forward, and yeah, best time of my life, amazing shows, blah, 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 and then, but I started to notice some things about the guitar that I could improve on. And once I started to tinker with it and change it, I started to really make it like perfect. And then shortly after that, then I joined the Cribs with the perfect guys to be around and do that, because they know as much about guitars as me or anyone. And so I was road testing it when we were doing all these Cribs gigs, and it became a big, it wasn't my entire sound then. And then I obsessively like tried different pickups and started making my own knock-up. And Fender heard about it and said, hey, do you want to do a signature guitar? And how that went was, I didn't go and have a meeting with them, and I didn't sit in a boardroom and say, make one the same colour as my Mercedes. What I did do was I said, please just leave me alone, let me make this guitar with this Jedi guy called Bill Couplet, who has been working on my guitar since the 80s. Bill's been around since the 1960s. He saw Hendrix when he was a kid and all this. He's amazing. And on the road, and prototypes, trying out all of these different things and getting obsessive about it. And then Fender were true to the word. I said, look, I will give you my perfect guitar, and will you please replicate it and make it exactly the same down to the very last screw? And that's exactly what they did in 2011, I think. And it's been like a big selling guitar ever since. And why I brought it here, like I said earlier on, was that it ended up doing what so many of the guitars that Jim and I have been talking about. I could only do it because I was in my 40s and I knew what I was about, and I had enough expertise, and I knew myself, and I'd had enough experience to try and put it all together. But it sounds like a Ricky, it sounds like a Gretsch, and a clean Les Paul, and plays like a Fender. And then when the time comes to, do you want to get to the last one there, Lewis? Yeah. So the book finishes with this Comet Sparkle, with my signature guitar, because in, I want to say 2017, 2018, by this time I've been doing movie stuff with Hans Zimmer, you know, Inception and a bunch of films, and Hans asked me would I work with him on the James Bond movie, No Time to Die, so I was determined to put the kind of British guitar back into No Time to Die, so this was the guitar for it.